From our U.S. election studios, this is the Muslim News Special Bulletin on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aylia Batool. Our top story for our 7 p.m. Eastern News Bulletin: Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris urged her supporters to keep fighting as she publicly acknowledged her loss to Republican President-elect Donald Trump on Wednesday. She had called Trump to concede before making the concession speech. Harris told supporters that the light of America's promise will always burn bright as long as we never give up and as long as we keep fighting. Trump in his acceptance speech and Harris in her concession speech both said it was time to unite the country. 3 Muslim candidates were re-elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in Tuesday's congressional elections. Democratic Representative Rashida Tlaib, the only Palestinian American in Congress, held on to her seat in Michigan's 12th congressional district. She has been one of the leading voices against America's military aid to Israel amid its ongoing war on Gaza since last year. The first of 2 Muslim women in Congress, Ilhan Omar, won a 3rd term representing Minnesota. The Democratic Congresswoman thanked her supporters on X, saying, "This is a victory for all of us who believe that a better future is possible. I can't wait to make you all proud over the next 2 years." Omar is one of the progressive House members known as the Squad. Like Tlaib, she is a fierce critic of Israel's war on Gaza. Democratic Representative Andre Carson was re-elected in the 7th District of Indiana, where he defeated Republican John Schmitz. Carson was first elected to Congress in 2008 after the death of the previous representative, his grandmother, Julia Carson. Senator Bernie Sanders says the Democrats' party's failure to embrace policies that would help the average American led to the party's terrible performance in yesterday's election. The progressive politician in Congress was re-elected to a 4th term, representing Vermont yesterday. Sanders says it is no surprise that a Democratic Party which has abandoned working-class people would find that the working class has abandoned them. He added that the American people are angry and want change. Sanders caucuses with Democrats in the Senate and campaigned for Vice President Kamala Harris. However, he has broken with President Joe Biden over his support for Israel and encouraged him to adopt progressive economic policies. Never-Trumpers are weighing in on the U.S. presidential election results. These are conservatives and Republicans who refuse to support Donald Trump and his MAGA movement. In some cases, they put themselves in possible danger to support Vice President Kamala Harris's run for the presidency. At the top of the Never-Trump list is Liz Cheney. She is the former U.S. Congresswoman who lost her seat after taking one as vice chair of the U.S. House Select Committee on the January 6, 2021 attack. Cheney is the daughter of former U.S. Vice President and Secretary of Defense Dick Cheney, who was one of the architects of America's war on Iraq in the early 2000s. She chose to cross the aisle and put aside her political beliefs to help protect democracy. Cheney says that the battle against Trump must continue. Tea Party Republican turned independent podcaster Joe Walsh, who regularly criticized Republicans and Democrats, said while he was saddened by Trump's victory, he accepts the outcome. He said, "I accept the result of the election because I love our democracy, because I'm an American. That's what we do." Arab Americans and Muslims in Michigan sent a clear message to Vice President Harris by giving her only 28% of the votes. Trump won 47% and Stein 22%. 55% of Dearborn is of Middle Eastern descent. Harris and Trump visited Michigan 50 times. Palestinians in Gaza are skeptical that the U.S. presidential election results will bring change to their situation as they continue to endure Israel's unrelenting war and attacks. Many believe that regardless of the winner, U.S. support for Israel will remain steadfast amid its more than year-long genocide in Gaza, which has killed more than 43,000 Palestinians, mostly children and civilians. One estimate published by experts in the British medical journal The Lancet in July estimates that the death toll may be as high as 186,000. Local journalist Abdullah Miqdad told Anadolu news agency that Palestinians believe there will be no change in the U.S. attitude towards Israel. He said, "What is important for us is that the next U.S. president comes with a vision to end the Israeli and Arab-Palestinian conflict and work to actually implement the two-state solution." Miqdad added that Palestinians want to see a U.S. government that does not fuel conflict in the region, but works to end it. The United States has provided extensive military, intelligence, and diplomatic backing for Israel's war and violence in Gaza. Palestinian and international observers argue that without the support of the U.S., Israel's continued operations would be unattainable. Israel faces a genocide case at the International Court of Justice for its war and violence in Gaza. Join us for exclusive real-time coverage of the 2024 U.S. presidential election at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Get live updates, expert analysis, and in-depth discussions on what this historic election means for Muslim Americans and communities worldwide. That's all from our election studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum.